Welcome to the Social Podcast, where no discussion or debate is off limits.
Thank you for watching at home. Welcome to The Social. We've got journalist and speaker Farah Nasser joining us. Along with, you love him, you know him, actor and comedian Miguel Rivas. Welcome back to you both. And we're starting with a truly wicked mistake. Okay? Toy maker Mattel is apologizing after providing a link to a porn site on the packaging of its new Wicked dolls. So the link was meant to bring you to the website for the movie starring Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo, but obviously it didn't, okay? So what are our thoughts on this?
Okay,
Farah.
first of all, my kids, when they get a toy, they like rip it open and who knows where the box goes. So
Okay.
which kid is like literally reading the back of the box?
That's true, that's
Your
true.
kid, is your kid?
Well, I mean, I remember doing that. I remember like looking at the box.
We didn't have nerd
We had
dolls.
nothing
Yeah.
else.
Yeah.
We didn't have the
to do
internet.
that.
Right.
No,
Yeah,
that's a
that's
good
true.
point,
There was no
right?
website,
There was
yeah.
nothing
Like, oh, shampoo, let me read the ingredients. That's true.
I gotta get the rebate as quick as I can. My mom will be so proud.
It'll pay for
So
itself.
do you think that we are drawing more attention to this than is necessary?
I don't know. This is, and that's the thing, right? Is this a mistake or is it a genius marketing move? You know, honestly, nothing surprises me anymore.
Yeah.
Like
Nothing
maybe there
surprises
are no
me.
mistakes. I think it's a nice mistake. It's simple. No kids are going to get harmed because they're not going to open
Yeah.
up the package. I actually think that the adult film industry should capitalize on this and make a crossover. Seriously, the websites, they already own the domain wicked.com. Just start getting creative.
No, there's going to be a porn parody of this. I bet.
There will be.
I bet
There will be.
Yeah.
I think they should stop outsourcing copy editing to unpaid interns. Yeah. I feel like someone who's underappreciated at this company was like, oh yeah, you're on the box? Well, I'm gonna put this on.
Yeah.
That's exactly where my brain went to, because remember there were those rumors of people putting in cartoons where there was like, oh, does it say sex in the clouds or things like that? My first thought was, oh my goodness, someone can really capitalize on this. I wondered if these would become exclusive items, and sure enough, I went on eBay and look at this. This is one of the Wicked dolls. It's marketed, they're trying to sell it for $2,000 on that URL. Because of course, Mattel has pulled off all of these, so now there's collector items out there. And to your point about like the unpaid intern, this isn't the first time things like this have happened. And I found this online, that someone who had printed the instructions of how to cook rice online, and you can see someone also left in the sent from my iPhone.
That's
That's a lesser of an evil mistake, but still, I think we got to pay closer attention.
And
maybe.
then under that is a link to a porn site.
Rice.com. I'm still not convinced this. I mean, you're telling Wicked, the musical, has been around for 20 years.
Yeah.
You're telling me, yes, it has. You're telling me that nobody went from that production or from Universal or wherever went to the porn website
domain.
and said, can we have this domain? This is how much we're going to pay for it. I don't know. It just,
They might not have been able to compete with that, like the amount of money that Wicked.com might have asked for. So they were supposed to say Wicked Movie. That's the proper URL. Know that going forward.
How do we know that's not a porn site?
We don't know.
Stay off the internet, people, just for a few days. Okay, next. What does it take to create a hit TV drama? Only 8 or 9 of your teeth? At least that's what happened to Squid Game creator Dong-hyuk Hwang, who told BBC his teeth fell out from stress filming the first season, and that he only signed on for a second season for the money. So that's pretty honest, but what do we think about this honesty? Do we find it refreshing?
I like it. I love how it's like, I lost 8 or 9 teeth.
Yeah.
That's a lot of teeth, and I'm gonna go
That's
out
a lot
on a
of
limb
stress.
and say I don't think that it's just stress that can make 8 or 9 teeth fall
yeah,
out.
there's clearly have a problem,
Right?
a high dental
Do you
problem.
think-
I wouldn't say 8 or 9. If I lost that many teeth, I would know how many teeth I lost.
Yeah.
Because that's the nightmare everyone has, right? Where you wake up and you're like looking in the mirror and all your teeth start
That's
falling
right.
out from stress. That's everyone's like recurring nightmare. He's living it. I think it's really ironic that this basically could be a challenge on Squid Game.
Yes.
Can you handle making your television show and losing 9 of your teeth?
It is like life imitating art. For those who don't know, it's a group of people who are in a great deal of debt, and they battle it out to the death in many cases for a big cash prize. And here he is saying, this almost killed me, but I'm gonna do it because they're giving me a bigger paycheck. Exactly. And to be honest, I kind of respect it. I get it. Like, it's not just the paycheck, which is a very practical decision to make. He was underpaid for the first one, and so he sort of uses signing up for the second season as being like he's going to be paid more. He'll be getting the total amount.
He can pay for new teeth.
I was going to say better teeth, gold teeth.
But think about this. He's the creator behind this show. The idea of handing that off to someone else because you continue selling or telling your story. It's like Francis Ford Coppola, like, asking someone else to direct Godfather 2. No, it's his baby. It's his creative thing.
He should have asked someone else to direct Godfather Part 3, though.
And you know, if he has that much like proprietary interest in it, maybe he should like care about it like he cares about his teeth. Hang on to those.
But what would you, like, how far would you go for your health? Like, would you do something? And it made me think of, I know it's not the same, but it made me think of the US election, right? I'm still harboring anger and resentment to Michelle Obama and Oprah.
Okay,
because I feel like if they ran, I think we might have seen a different result, but they didn't want to run because of everything that comes with it. But say you were the only person who could save a country for half the population. Would you do it? Would you put your stress and everything aside and your personal feelings?
That's a good
I think that you're getting to.
That makes it a little stickier, doesn't it? Yeah.
It's true. I mean, a lot of people are saying they don't want to go into politics because they know what kind of baggage goes along with it. So how much stress are you willing to endure for a job?
But someone has to do it.
Someone has to do it.
I
I know, but I feel like some people are more primed to deal with, like, I guess not everyone has the same resilience level. Not everyone has the same energy level. Not everyone has the same pay structure for what they're getting compensated for. Like, I think all those things come into play. But it is nice. Maybe at the very least, this guy was saying that I didn't have the time to go to appointments. And I don't know, I can relate to that. Can you relate to the idea of not having the time in your job to go to any self-care appointments, right? Like that should be almost a piece of certain types of jobs, is knowing if you can get out and like care for your mental health and your physical health.
And how many teeth do you have total? So you gotta calculate how many seasons. 4 seasons and you're out. Like, but you know, I think it matters how much you want to do a job. Like, I want to shout out my brother. I have 3 brothers, and one of my brothers is a clown at Sick Kids Hospital. Aww. And it's like, that does deserve a This is gonna relate. And I just think that that's a job that most people, even myself, couldn't do. Yeah. You know, but because he's passionate about it, he takes on the stress that comes with it. And I find it really admirable. And a Squid Game is exactly the same as that.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so a landlord posted on Reddit saying she's considering banning deliveries because of her shopaholic basement tenants. She says 20 boxes arrived weighing 30 to 40 pounds while they were on vacation. Now, is a ban the right move here?
Okay, well, I agree with you, but I would be just as upset as this landlord is. This happens multiple times. They go on multiple trips. 20, 30 packages show up every time, and the landlord feels obliged to bring them over to the garage and carry them herself. I personally think the landlord should just leave them and see what happens. But it's what bugs me is the entitlement of the tenants. Like the landlord has tried to talk to them about it, and it keeps happening over and over. Just the expectation that the landlord will do it. And I just thought to myself, I wonder if it would be so easily solved if they just made a gesture, these tenants, if they just effusively said thank you multiple times a week, if they brought her back a little something from one of the trips.
What if one of the packages
was for, that's great. And if every 40 packages, one goes to the
Don't you think
landlord.
that like the tenant, they pay for the porch use as well though? Like they're paying rent.
Yeah, but she's not their concierge. Like it's different.
It's true.
Right?
Yeah.
Like it's porch use is one thing, but having to, and she has a back problem I read in this article, like, that's not cool.
That can't be the tenant's problem.
To carry 40-pound boxes, though, when you're, come on.
I do disagree, though, because the landlord's like, should I raise their rent to accommodate for this? I don't agree with that.
No, I don't know that.
What's a better solution?
They're already living in a basement apartment.
Where are they putting all this stuff? That's the other question, right? Are they, maybe this is a side business? Like, that's what I wonder if they're actually doing. They're getting a bunch of stuff, they're selling it somehow. It's strange.
Maybe it's all those Wicked dolls.
Maybe.
Hey, they're collector's items.
Yeah, they're rich. That person
And they're 40 pounds?
Yeah, that's why, I mean, I was gonna bring up the fact that recently we came home and there were a bunch of packages outside of our house, okay? So Jason immediately goes, what happened? Did you order this? I'm like, it's under your name. He said, but did you use my thing? I was like, no, I didn't. So we opened them up and they were all the same thing. They were these plastic sort of containers and boxes and boxes of them, okay? So we were like, oh, there must have been like a glitch in the system. Fast forward a couple days, we open up the door and there's another set of like a whole bunch of boxes, okay? And we opened them up and they were foot warmers. What? We also did not order any of these. So I started Googling and it turns out there's a scam out there. It's called brushing. And the idea behind this scam is that they steal your information and what they're trying to do is send you legitimate products so that it looks like the company is more legitimate. And then they'll use your information to put up fake reviews on these sites. Usually it's for lighter weight stuff because they don't want to pay for the shipping. So this might not be the case in this case.
Yeah.
But like, buyer beware, like, not buyer beware. Human beware. Human beware of this and Google it. Like it's a real scam that's out there. And so if this happens to you and you start ending up with stuff you didn't order, don't let your landlord kick you out.
So you're saying you got all my gifts then? But wait, aren't the reviews all going to be like, I don't want this product?
No, we're not. They're faking under your name.
Okay.
Yeah.
This happened to me with a fake gold designer ring.
That's exactly it.
Same
a lot of fake
thing.
items
yeah.
as well.
And I was like, oh, and I didn't know if it was real or fake. Anyway, it was fake. The thing that stresses me out the most about this situation is she's a substitute teacher. So on that salary, I think this problem is gonna solve itself, right?
Yeah.
Like how many more packages is she gonna be able to get?
Yeah.
Like if you're a shopaholic, like that's not, you know.
Yeah, it's true.
I think the landlord just needs to wait it out.
Okay.
I love it, love it.
All right. Prince William revealed in an interview that Princess Charlotte burst into a flood of tears the first time she saw his beard. My question is, where was Princess Charlotte while he was growing his beard?
I know.
I don't understand.
So true.
Yeah, like, you know, I've had to shave before for a part, and I'll shave in front of my kids. Because I've heard of that story of, like, you have a beard, and that's what you look like to them, and then you show up, and you don't have a beard, and they're like, who are you? Especially when they're very young. You have to, like, win their affection again. But that's my question is, like, if she saw him at all in the process, then she kind of has a right to criticize it, being like, I've been watching this happen. Doesn't look so good.
Yeah, it's true. So your kids don't cry when they watch you do it?
No, my son wants to shave now. He's 4 years old.
Oh,
And he's like, can I shave? And I was like, no.
Yeah.
Even fake shave?
No, I was thinking about that, but I was like, how do you do it? I don't want him to, I don't know.
Has this ever happened to you guys in terms of parents?
My dad, I grew up with him having a beard, and I remember him coming home from school. He was a teacher, and he had shaved it off, and I cried. I bawled. I didn't like it, and I didn't like not liking him, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
There was a lot of guilt. And Simon, of course, has a beard, and I haven't seen him without a beard in 20 years. And I think I would, I don't want him to shave it.
You don't, eh?
Because what if I'm like, nah, I'm good.
And it's the opposite for me, because Jason grew a beard during COVID, and I would cry if he did it again. Like I did not like how it just became this, it was like a lumberjacks. Like it
had its own life.
It was, I mean, I guess you could look at it through the lens of thinking it looked majestic if I put that head, like maybe it was like a kingly beard, but it wasn't. It wasn't a thing for me.
As a man with a beard, I didn't know I had such power to make people cry. So easily.
Yours is lovely. You've got a nice, like, sort of, it's not,
you look
maintained.
If anyone's like me, you shave your beard off, don't worry, it's gonna be back in like 30 hours.
Yeah, that's also true.
Do your kids have an opinion, though, about what you do to your hair or to your anything else?
You know what? Actually, funny you mentioned this. After COVID, I wanted a whole refresh, a whole new look, you know, as many of us did.
Yeah.
And so I got blonde highlights. Like my hair looked pretty blonde. I'd never done that before in my life. And I loved it. But then my daughter said to me, Mommy, why did you dye your hair blonde? Are you trying to be white?
Oh, what'd you say?
She was 6.
What did you say?
She was 6, yeah. And she was so intuitive, right? And so I was like, no, honey, I just like it. It makes me feel fancy. And, you know, and she wasn't buying it. And so I started growing it out. And I was like, I got a toner and I got it, because I didn't, no matter how I feel about it, I don't want her question her identity. Like,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
a
yeah.
big thing to.
That's interesting.
I never went back to blonde.
Wow.
She blonde shamed you.
It's 6, which is
I think there is something though. Kids just like they like what they like. It's a comforting thing. They don't want parents to change very much. I know I haven't changed my look that much in the past years, but every time I think about getting I'll say to Jaya, like, I'm gonna get my hair cut. He gets very upset about this idea.
Really?
And I've only witnessed what the impact of me transforming is at Halloween, because I come home, you see the way we do up Halloween here, and the last few years I've either worn a blonde wig or like different colored eyes, like colored contacts, and he can't look at me. He gets really upset. He said, "You look like a nightmare. You look like something out of my nightmare. You're not my mom." So I guess, I don't know what the moral of this story is, guys. Don't change your look. Keep it the same. I don't know.
Never change even a little bit.
Yes. Never.
shave in front of your kids.
Yes.
Or make them a part of it.
I love that. I love that.
Oh yeah,
That's such
they
a good
get to be
idea.
there. They
Let them
help out.
shave your beard.
There you go.
Exactly.
Okay. We're gonna end it there.
Subscribe to the Social Podcast so you don't miss a fiery debate. Until next time, socialites.